you believe in the supernatural?
I'm not interested.
Download the Legacy Edition of Spirit Blade, a full cast audio drama, for free for a limited time at spiritblade.com.
Rejoice, ye penny-pinching nerds, rejoice! For this is a season unbound by our bank accounts, unfettered by fees. A legendary age of liberty. This is the summer of free! Hey guys, Peter Franson here from Spirit Blade Productions and christiangeekcentral.com, celebrating the summer of free, this time with an aim at presenting you guys with some free anime entertainment options that might appeal to people who hate anime. Now, I typically hate anime. I have a kind of like a hit or miss, mostly miss relationship with anime. When I was in college, I watched Gundam Wing, and I enjoyed most of that. I enjoyed Ghost in the Shell, the first one, and I think there was a movie called Armitage the Third that I kind of enjoyed a little bit. I thought Akira was weird but cool, but I don't like anime that's like has cute characters that I don't find cute, or funny characters that I don't find funny, or weird noises like or oh, or whatever the crap. I mean, they're just like all these weird, unnecessary noises that English-speaking people don't make. And so when you have English-speaking people doing it in a dub, it just sounds and feels very weird. It's cool if they do it in Japan, because I'm sure culturally it makes sense, but I can't wrap my head around making sense of it when I'm listening to English voices and then all these weird noises that go along with it. So, anyway, I tried to find and came up with what I think are 4 options that are at least worth trying. I haven't checked them all out, watched them in their entirety, but I watched enough to feel like I got a good idea of what this experience is going to be like compared to other anime, and so my hope is that you'll find something at least to try out and maybe avoid spending money that you shouldn't, that you shouldn't otherwise, by watching some free stuff, or at least the first 5 minutes of 4 free options that I'm about to give you right now. The first one is Sin the Movie, and this one is subtitled, and one of the reasons that I've chosen largely subtitled options here is because I've found when I am watching anime, some of the weird things that can come out of like translating anime from, Japan to English, Japanese to English, excuse me. Those things get minimized when you're reading subtitles. For some reason, my mind allows me to kind of like recognize, okay, I am watching something that is taking place in another culture that is alien to my own, and so I don't expect the translated phrases at the bottom of the screen to like sound like I would speak or hear people speak in America. And so my mind is able to kind of make an allowance for it more easily than when I hear English voices reading essentially the same really directly, literally translated material that just sounds really funny when they're speaking in English. So that's why I went with subtitle. I just felt like it worked a little bit more somehow in my mind. So hopefully the same will be true for you. The first movie, Sin the Movie. I don't know if there's a series that they felt like they needed to differentiate this from or what, but it's called Sin the Movie. And the premise given on, I think this was like the wiki for it, is in Sin, Blade must unravel a series of mysterious kidnappings. As he delves into the city's merciless underworld, an elaborate mystery unfolds. I think that needs an S at the end of that. Unfolds. At his heart, the sin. I promise you, the translation on the thing is better when you watch it. At its heart, I think that's what's going on there. At its heart, the Syntech Corporation and its leader, the ruthless and beautiful Alexis Sinclair. Period. At its heart, the At its heart, the Syntech Corporation. Oh, okay. Elaborate mystery unfolds. At its heart, the Syntech Corporation and its leader, the ruthless and beautiful Alexis Sinclair. All right, now we're tracking. A brilliant biochemist, Sinclair will stop at nothing to achieve her goal, a plan that could force the next step of human evolution or spell doom for mankind. Luckily, I don't really ever watch anime to clearly understand all the intricacies of its story. I watch anime to just see some weird crap unfold on the screen, and I got that in the first 10 minutes of watching Sin. It's dead serious, which I really appreciate. Again, don't like quote-unquote funny characters in anime. It's a dark sci-fi setting. It's got cool action. There's weird, creepy body horror, like think John Carpenter's The Thing. People's bodies exploding and weird things rapidly growing out of them, messed up stuff like that. There's also some potentially interesting commentary on some biblical and theological concepts, and not just from the title alone, but from the get-go. It's like, oh, they're referencing like Christian theology or Christian ideas. It got my attention and made me wonder where they're going to go with the whole thing. You can find out at crunchyroll.com, where you can watch Sin the movie for free. Again, crunchyroll.com. Next movie up, no idea how to pronounce it, ARavan, ARGEVOLLEN. I think that might be a German word. I think like sometimes Japanese anime and video games like to use German titles. I don't get it. But this one's subtitled ARavan. The story takes place in a world where two countries, Arandus and Ingelmia, who cares what they're called, right? Have been warring against each other for a very long time. Tokimune, a young man belonging to Independent Unit 8 of Arandus, how did I say it before? I don't know, saves a girl named Jamie when she is attacked by enemy forces. In order to survive, he pilots the new mech ARavan and fights. The new mech ARavan is defined by its U-Link system, wherein the ARavan molds to its pilot's mind and cannot be piloted by anyone else. This customization allows the pilot to envision what the mech will do in his mind and use it, rather than physically move and steer it. Oh wow, that bit of exposition just sounds gripping, doesn't it? It doesn't really do the tone justice, though. This, from the get-go, seems like an attempted serious take on mech warfare mixed with, like, ground troop tactics. It blends mechs with familiar modern war technology. So they had like tanks and stuff and very familiar modern day, not super futuristic technology as kind of like the main forces of the combat, and then, or well, at least half the forces, and then the other half is these giant mechs running around. So, but it has, despite the fact that it's dealing with mechs and some sci-fi stuff, it has a somewhat grounded kind of feel to it, both in terms of the technology, the look of it, and the emotional feel of it. The soldiers involved also have mixed feelings about the war that they're fighting, and there's the who we're supposed to be rooting for as the good guys is really unclear at the beginning. So for all those reasons, it kind of caught my attention. I was like, oh yeah, this might be worth giving a try. And you can do that at crunchyroll.com. Again, the name of that one, ARavan. Just like it sounds, except with two L's. ARavan. Right. Number 3 on our list of 4 is Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn regarding 0096. Oh my gosh. I assume that's what RE colon means. That's what it means in emails, right? Regarding when you reply. Or maybe does RE mean reply in emails? I don't know. Maybe Unicorn reply 0096. I don't know. Anyway, Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn regarding 0096. UC0096. Oh, that's the year, so maybe it is regarding. Okay, so regarding that year. 3 years after Char's rebellion, Banagar Lynx, a boy living at the manufacturing colony Industrial 7, meets a mysterious girl who calls herself Audrey Byrne. That is very mysterious. Audrey claims that she is trying to stop the Vist Foundation from handing over Laplace's box to the Neo-Zeon remnants known as the Sleeves, an act which could spark another war, and Banagar decides to help her. But the colony becomes a battlefield as fighting breaks out between the Sleeves and the Earth Federation forces, who have also come to stop the handover. The handover? I don't know what the handover is. As Banagar runs through the battle in search of Audrey, he has a fateful encounter with a white mobile suit, the Unicorn Gundam, which is Unicorn? It is Unicorn. I thought it said Unicron for a second there. Okay, Unicorn Gundam, which is the key to Laplace's box. What is Laplace's box? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. What secret does it contain? The 100-year curse of the Universal Century is about to be resolved. I don't know what any of that means that I just read. But again, It's not why I watch these. And I should also say that I felt a lot less lost just watching the first half of the pilot for this. I felt like they were giving me enough information to track along. It's the same way that when I watched Gundam Wing in college. There had been, Gundam series before that, but I felt like they got me caught up to what I needed to know that was relevant to the characters that we were going to be focusing on. So if all that sounded as convoluted to you as it was for me to read it, don't let that scare you away. What was I going to say? Yeah, well, okay, just in general, the tone of this and, the Gundam stuff that I've seen before it's mechs again, but this is on like a bigger, crazier scale. It's mostly a sci-fi world. Just in general, the technology is much more sci-fi than Argavolan. And it's like crazier, faster, and furious fighting with giant mechs in space with giant lightsabers and stuff. And so it's just mechs on a crazier, grander scale. Crunchyroll.com is where you can watch Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn regarding 096. Holy crap. And then lastly, something maybe a little less foreign feeling, Marvel anime Blade. And this one, unlike the other three, is in English. Eric Brooks is a daywalker who hunts vampires down. He has their strengths but is resistant to the sunlight and silver. He seeks revenge on a four-fanged turned vampire named Deacon Frost. I don't know what a four-fanged is. But Deacon Frost turned his mother and made him what he is. He is known as Blade to the vampires who greatly fear him. I don't know who wrote this. I just found it somewhere. First impressions on this one is that, like I require of these things, it is serious. It is serious. And this is like cool horror action type of storytelling. It's better than usual voice acting. I think it's probably more intended for English audiences than something else like this might be. Not as many weird anime noises coming from the actors, so that helps and helps justify watching it in English. I don't even know if it's available in Japanese or any other language. It's based on a Marvel comic, as you may or may not know, but it's not entrenched in that setting at all. It's just, or even, it doesn't even feel like a superhero type of story. It's just animated action horror. So if you're in the mood for something like that, this one, unlike the others, you find at crackle.com. So all the others are at crunchyroll.com. This one's at crackle.com. And hopefully somewhere among all those four, you find something fun and free to watch tonight. Thanks. Bye-bye.
The future, a world where the quest for truth has ended.
Do you believe in the supernatural, Mr. Vandarian?
Surprise! The Shader will bring hell to Earth for thousands of years. Shock Division, kill them all!
The trilogy is complete. Spirit Blade, a full cast audio drama. For a limited time, download the Legacy Edition of Spirit Blade for free at spiritblade.com.